So welcome back, guys, and here we go. We are in to the grand finals. We are finally here. We are finally gonna be getting into the action. And well, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time to get into this matchup. It is the last day of May, and we are gonna be into our last match. This is the grand finals between our last two teams, HD Gaming versus GGnoRE. 3 veterans, 1 new gun, and it's going to be a really interesting time with such a high tier lobby into this one. My name is Daks, and I'm going to be bringing you guys the action again in this 2v2 set. And all I want to say here is, first things first, thank you to everyone who's set things up, to everyone who's been watching, everyone who's joined to the SCPH community and their tournaments. And big shout outs, of course, to ROG Internet Cafe. Check them out at facebook.com/teamROG. Learn a little bit more about the Internet Cafe. Maybe rent a PC if you need to. At the same time, though, ROG.ph. Looking into franchising, looking a little more about the Internet Cafe. They've been so supportive, sending us a little bit of that funding as well as those peripherals. Really goes to show what a little bit of a sponsor can really do for a small little tournament like this. Now, this is the big one, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever wins this will take 3,000 peso prize pool. $60 be halved in two. 1,500 per player, as well as a headset, courtesy of ROG. Loser will go home with nothing, but hey, they made it this far, and they have been waiting on this whole afternoon. GGnoRE and HD Gaming, both semifinals going into game number 3. And well, let's look at that map pool real quick. So first things first, ladies and gentlemen, Heavy Artillery gonna be our first map. Divergence next on the list, Efflorescence, Dusty Gorge, and Roscallion to round things up. Arctic Dream and Emerald City gonna get banned out. The biggest maps, I believe, into our map pool will be gone from this one. Interesting to see Divergence still. We have seen its, well, divergent nature, to say the least. It's so different from some of the other maps with the rich mineral fields so close to home. But hey, if that's what they want to play, then let them play it. That second pick, Divergence, really interesting. I wonder who was the one who picked that one up. But we can actually get into the action. Both teams getting ready to go. And that was, a close semifinals for all of our finalists. Philip Papibski having a hard time with Mizzle as well as Azen. In the meantime, Biagster and Phoenix facing off against Sifu as well as Artanis in such a tight-knit affair. But now it is finally time to get into the game. Heavy Artillery is our first map in this best of 5. And who will win this out? Terran and Zerg versus Terran and Random. The first thing we always have to check out is what is Biagster going to be up to into this game. But ladies and gentlemen, you have been here for the grand finals. You are here for the SCPH dual meet. We had the juniors bracket yesterday, we had the seniors bracket, an amazing sight today. And well, we have gotten a lot of feedback, we have gotten a lot of our own opinions. We will be moving forward to see what else we can bring to the dual meet table. But all I can say, this has been an amazing time with some really amazing carries, especially in this bracket. Absolute kudos to our two finalists right now, as they are going to be moving into the action. And let's get into the game. Let's introduce our players very soon, and let's get into the battlefield. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go into our first game of the set. Best of 5 right here, right now. StarCraft 2 action in the PH scene, and let's get it on. First things first, our random has been rolled, and introducing on the south side of Heavy Artillery, it's our pink Terran, Biagster, and his teammates. On the west side, it's the green Terran of Phoenix. Team GGnoRE, no rematches here. We are in the grand finals. We are going to be in the granddaddies of everything we can bring to the table and more. And we are just basically going to be looking to go all the way into this one. Can we get a 5-map affair, or will we get something a little different? We shall find out. Because their opponents right now, on the veteran side, here we have the red Terran of Xenos and the yellow Zerg of Papibski. HD Gaming, as we've seen, maybe back into their time, 480, 360? Nah, just kidding, it was already 1080. But in terms of StarCraft 2, they started things off on Wings of Liberty, move on over to better and brighter things, and right here, right now, gonna be back into the fold. Really commendable. First time here for Xenos and Papibski joining our SCPH tournaments. I'm glad to see them back into the scene. On the other side, Bayagster and Phoenix have been day one supporters of many things, the replay casting for all the tournaments, especially for Phoenix and Bayagster. You know, Bayagster, he loves to play him from Brood War, one of the big reasons we did the Brood War League because of him. And well, you know, give opportunities and opportunities for every single person here in the StarCraft scene. So welcome guys to the Grand Finals. As we've said, this is a best of 5. We are seeing orbital commands already flying on satellites. Do you need that many satellites to get that much reception? That's the real question. Factory though being built here by Phoenix. Barracks gonna be there as well. And a really interesting role right now for Bayagster and Phoenix. They don't bother with the barracks into play. They set up 3 supply depots and they're like, that's done, we're done. It's just like 3 Lego bricks in the way. In the meantime, Xenos going for the proper setup. He doesn't have a fellow Terran to his name, so he's going to be looking to form up that wall and allow Papibsky to get the base in behind. Now, of course, for a Zerg player, it is going to be really easy to go for the expansion. And who gets the expansion here on the Terran side? Phoenix does. Wouldn't be surprised if he does go for his tried and tested mech build, since it's a 2v2 anyway. It doesn't need to be optimal. Bayagster in the meantime might be able to do it instead. And as we say that, he's going for Concussive Shell really early. Now, Concussive Shell by the 3-minute mark usually means that you're expecting armor. And against Terran and Zerg, it's not really the best per se, because unless you're fighting against Roaches or mech very early, it just means that these Marauders are just basically doing the same thing. Concussive Shell for me, best against Protoss, especially against Stalkers as well as everything else trying to run on away. You know, Zealots, Adepts, all of them very kiteable in a way. Anyway, seeing us onto the high ground right now. Here we go with the scan, getting a little bit of that vision, seeing what is going on. And this basically confirms Bayagster is going for a bio approach because he does have the Surak, so we'll be going for a factor as well to enable a few things here and there. Marauder right now in behind, but with Bayagster's early Concussive Shell, I don't really think it's going to do much. The Siege Tank doesn't care if you slow it because as soon as it's set up, that is just going to be a big circle of demise. Bayagster sending him some scouts, that will be the takedown there. Opportunity for Papibsky easily taking care of a Marine there. And just what an opportunistic Zerg Papibsky is. As soon as he sees an opening, he runs in to get that takedown. Leaves the Zergling alone right now for Xenos. He keeps the Marine alive. And there you go, it's kind of forced from Bayagster getting torn apart at the seams. And I don't think the very early Concussive Shell really is the best thing in a matchup like this. But hey, it is what it is. Tech Lab now going to be getting a second factory actually. So is this a bluff from Bayagster? He has decided to go into mech instead, using this barracks to form part of a wall into the front line. And what kind of reaction will we get from the Terran and the Zerg? Xenos will be sending in that Viking though, pretty essential at hunting those overlords. And Lair Tech right now for Papibsky. Wouldn't be surprised if he still goes for that mutable because he has such essential control on it. So as we said before, Xenos and Papibsky, pretty much veterans for Xenos. He's been a champion here and they're being representatives for the PH scene overall as well. Moving over to Turkmenistan there to participate in something. It was a tournament thing last year, if I remember correctly, and he was able to get a few things here and go in last year or last year, but it was pretty recent in terms of history. In the meantime though, for Bayagster and Phoenix, for Phoenix, he was part of the Cibol training pool actually. He was part of the top 6. Top 4 for sure. He alongside Saipem and who else was there? Saipem and of course Nux and Ender. So yeah, he has shown a lot of progress, a lot of improvements, and right now he's part of Team Dragon, really showing up in terms of the SCA scene. As we said for Bayagster as well as Papibsky, pretty much veterans right there. Bayagster is really interesting how he's juggling StarCraft as well as his real life obligations. As he was seen him before, he's a kind of frontliner if I remember correctly. So he's not only saving lives, but he's taking them here into the RTS. And now he's going to be sending in these Hellions to move on over, eventually go for some harassment early on into the game. For now though, it's time to set up, and this is just gonna be Papibsky looking to be defended by Xenos and those siege tanks. Failings in behind though. Phoenix right now maybe bringing in more to the table, and I like the vision here for Phoenix, but Xenos is already on it. Doesn't even matter if he's behind the debris. The first shot still comes thanks to the vision there. That's just gonna be cannon fire around it. Look at how Xenos is setting up these shock cannons. They are just in such a good manner, wherein the circles are overlapping in a way. Phoenix right now going for the shots as well, and 4 HP in the dream here for the Red Terran. Viking play is something Xenos loves to do. He's able to get a lot of anti-air and a lot of vision for his siege tanks, and really goes to show he just likes bringing in a different flavor right there, a little bit of that Wings of Liberty. Truly, the Vikings are really the best unit right now besides the anti-air in the first place. By this point in time, if you're using that for those siege tank spots, that is going to be free kills here and there. So overall, really good stuff on the defense, but Daks is taking the opportunity to take a ninja expansion. We have seen success in the SCPH scene just a little bit with those expansions out of nowhere. And if unfound, Daks can get really a lot of money from this. Maybe even go for the expansion onto the east side, really fully commit onto the corner. But speaking of the corner though, there's two Marines trying to survive the Zerglings with the swarm. And here comes the ambition, Papibski, with all he wants and more. He is going to go for the Spire play yet again, pretty much the build we see from Papibski overall. 3 base Muta, always effective to see. And in the 2v2, the Mutalists are usually more effective than usual, because they are able to counter out a lot of light units. They're able to really go for the pokes against mineral lines. And if your opponent isn't really hard countering it anyway, then you are going to be able to find pokes here and there onto stragglers in the first place. So you can go for a big ball compared to wherein you're playing 1v1 and you go for heavy muta and they're just easily countered. Your opponent can just basically A-move to your base and just take care of your structures without the mutas even touching anything else. So it really feels like some mono compositions work a lot better in 2v2 because of the fact that you have someone to protect you. And speaking of protection right now, +1 onto the flyers here for Papibski. Likes to get that +1 to make sure that those things survive against strong quantities of units, especially, you know, Marines down below. You effectively save these Mutalists a lot more compared to getting the +1 flyer attack. Even though they will be able to kill the things faster, it's still not going to be enough in overwhelming odds. So basically, with Papibski's micro and the armor adding up, it is just a match made in heaven overall. So far so good right now. Gonna be looking to get things done along the way. Papibski though, already clearing up the front line. And as we've said before, this is a really high tier lobby to say the least. Masters there for Daks and Phoenix, currently Xenos and Papibski. If I remember correctly, career high either GM or Master. Basically a very even matchup if this was the olden times, but I'd say for Daks and Phoenix they might have a little bit of the edge because they know a little more about the game compared to their counterparts. It isn't about, you know, watching sometimes, it is about playing, and especially when you're playing itself. And, well, I would expect Xenos Papibski did go for a refresher course to get rid of a little bit of that ring rust and be ready to go yet again. And you can really see some of the nuances Xenos has over his opponents. But right here, right now, it's Daks and Phoenix setting on up with this heavy mech play. Vikings up on top though. Then we're looking to get the rocket fire on. And if need be, Xenos can put the transformation on. Even though the Vikings aren't the best anti-ground unit right now, they can still pack a punch in a way with the autocannons in big numbers. And speaking of big numbers, from 0 to 18, that's a lot of gas there for Papibski, holding that one off. Macro hatchery gonna be into play as well. And what is gonna be the plan here? Scouting gonna be essential right now for the side of Daks and Phoenix. They see the mutas coming their way, and do they have the anti-air to try and stop this? Liberators right now gonna be into the field for Xenos as well. Here comes the mutas gonna be into play as well. Daks are trying to fend this off with the Vikings. Some good concentration fire, gonna be able to get that damage done, but as soon as the mutas reach on in, that is just everything and more here from the mech running on away. It feels like when you just car and planes are just gonna be looking to drop those bombs onto you, there's just no way to survive. Now +1 coming online for both sides, +2 on that plating even here for Daks. But in the meantime, more and more upgrades right now for Papibski. +1 on the range, +1 on the carapace. Here comes Xenos though in behind as well, forcing out a little more of a reaction here from Daks and Phoenix. And now Daks's NX expansion gonna be going down in one fell swoop. At the same time, Daks are trying to go for the ninja again. Will be spotted out by the Zerglings, just waiting for the structure to drop down to nibble onto it. And as soon as the defense again holds for Xenos and Papibski, we've seen this on game number 3 from the semifinals, it is gonna be them pushing at counter-attack is a go. Their timings and their actions are really good. It seems like they harass to a point wherein they force the opponents to go aggressive, and that is when they go on the attack. Very reactive play with some proactivity at the very start, but right here, right now, into the front line we go. We see Daks and Phoenix. If they mesh on up, they feel like they can't be a fusion of two things. They are able to come together as one in terms of a build, and when they need to, they can split up as well into different areas. We saw the heavy macro there on their game number 1 against Sifu as well as Artanis, and in games 2 and number 3, they were a lot more decisive in how they played things out. Anyway, those scan gonna be coming again, and you know, air control. Someone stop these mutas. Because Papibski is literally getting away with all these crimes, honestly. It feels like it's a robbery happening every single time these mutas are getting in position, every single place, everywhere. And these mutas right now on the west side yet again. So for Papibski as well as Sinos, their ground forces going to be looking to play it safe rather than sorry. The siege now starting to creep on in. And Sinos right now going to be adding a little more to that front line. Load bearing going to be essential. And speaking of the load right now, onto the main base we go yet again. Damage not being done. The missile turret desperately prepared by Phoenix. But will the DPS be enough? That middle is going down. And Papibski seems like he's overestimating his potency there. Instead, though, going to be dropping on down to the low ground. And with Phoenix having all these stores, he's like, no, you are not going to get value with these mutas. You are going to get the hell away from me. And this is just these big, bulky creatures getting in position by accident every time with the counter attack, getting into the front line, cooking up many of these drones. We still got some Zerglings still in position, can go for run on in. And with the Hellions quite low already, Bayagster needs to make sure these flamethrowers stay alive. That's what the Thors and the Vikings are for. Both sides having an engagement, but it seems like for Bayagster, he's going to force out a really bad rotation here. But Papibski and Sinos have to go for a long rotate to actually make it through, and these mutas are powerless to stop those doors, honestly. Now Sinos left behind with those siege tanks. Bayagster getting so much value here. Onto the creep he stays, and that's going to be a base going down for the Yellow Zerg. Beautiful counterattack and beautiful composition here for Phoenix and Bayagster. They realize their opponent loves to play that muta, and with the Thors in position, just those missiles getting the splash damage to get easy takedowns in numbers. Anyway, though, on the high ground right now, Queen's going for the siege. There we go, getting with the rocket fire, and you can see that splash damage. Can the mutas survive against that one? Thor reinforcement going to be in position, and damn, that is just big hurtful words being tossed against those bats. Speaking of the doors, though, into the front line we go here for Phoenix. Now, unfortunately, it's not all of them, and they aren't going to be able to really pack the biggest punch of them all, because seen as with these siege tanks, always set up in a way to protect his base, to protect his land, and it is just like an old man saying, get off my lawn, and has a shot cannon instead of a shotgun to your face. Anyway, though, really goes to show that these counterattacks out of nowhere are making such a big difference. Anyway, the siege tanks right now getting cleaned up as Phoenix decides, hey, I'm just gonna go for the push, but apparently, the siege tanks survive. They are so potent right now. What are the upgrades on these things? Only +1 on vehicles, which is really interesting, because Phoenix already has +1 and +1 together. On the other side, though, +2 for Bags, it really goes to show why he is ahead in terms of that packing power. And Phoenix right now facing off against Zerglings. Not really the best engagement here for the Thors. Really goes to show for Papibski, he has some really good control with both of his comps, which allows him to just juggle whatever the hell he needs and more. Now, I like this a lot. Adrenal gland's gonna be the best thing he can do right now. He's also going for +3, which is really interesting because he doesn't have too many ranged units right now. He has Zerglings, a lot of them. And he doesn't have +1 on the melee, but he has +3 range. So what is it going to be all about? What are going to be the units he's going to be using? Mutalists use the flyer upgrade instead. So what's the plan right now for Papibski? I can't wait to see what kind of sex switch we're going to get there. +2 going to be on that Carapace, onto both the flyers as well as the ground units. And Sinos right now marching forward, trying to shut down this Richmond field. So overall, I'm really curious what the future holds for Papibski and Sinos. For Bagster and Phoenix, they're losing a bunch of workers here and there. And getting rid of these bases for Sinos and Papibski does give them a little bit of the advantage. Precision, though, going to be going on forward. Bagster now sees these Corruptors just flying safely onto the west side. And apparently, it's going to be the Brood Lords into play instead. Brooding's going for the damage as well into the front line. And well, potency, my name, Miss Papibski. Hive Tech has been upgraded, and he is just ready to go, basically, do whatever the hell he wants and more. Bags though with the counter attack, cleaning up the Richmond fields there. But beyond all of that, it seems already marching forward. Sees an opening. We'll take it. Carpe Diem apparently is the way to go. But Bagster still looking to get into the front as well. Potential base race right here right now. Into the natural. We see the Hellbats as well as Siege Tanks. But in behind, all the way on the other side, here comes more of the engagement. Siege Tanks right now set up for Bagster. Cannon fire is a go. This armory will go down very soon. And that upgrade will not be able to get up and running. The research has been stopped in one fell swoop, and now it is just Xenos having a handful of tanks, getting some DPS on. But what is the bigger picture? What is the bigger force? It's Bayagster now set on up yet again. These Broodlords taking forever and a half to actually get back to the other side. And even though Bayagster is just keeping things up in small numbers, he has all the upgrades that he needs in the first place. Eventually though, everything will be held, and here on 2v2, as soon as the reaction comes, it won't be enough to defend yet again. Bayagster though dropping down, and even these Vikings just tearing apart these siege tanks thanks to all these upgrades. Bayagster right now, best macro in the game in terms of the upgrade count. But Vipsky in the meantime, having the most workers, you can really see the value here for the pink Terran. He's doing as much as he can to have the advantage. He's doing as much as he can to have the better units, quality over quantity, working out in his favor. 70 minutes in, it really goes to show all of these brawls coming to a close eventually. Can Xenos and Papipsky do something about it? Xenos running out of money again. This is something we've noticed from him. He's just really getting shut down in a way by the economy being hampered in the first place. And every single time he gets attacked, he's kind of not in position to really defend in the first place. And with those shots keeping on coming, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, Facebook is still on. But the Broodlords right now, making it rain again with those Broodlings up on top right now. But Pipsy flying with those Corruptors. And well, here comes the Hellions into play again into the front line. Now, Xenos trying to be the bulk, trying to be the tip of the spear. By this moment in time, these siege tanks right now, gains the DPS on. But Pipsky though, with the Broodlords dropping down yet again. This is going to be the siege tank falling into place. Can Papipsky do something about Corruptors flying into the air yet again by accident right now, getting it caught in harm's way. And this is just such an effective manner here from the Corruptors. Broodlords right now in the face of adversity. Value here for Xenos and Papipsky. But I feel like this is the only attack that they're going to have right here, right now. What can Bayagster and Phoenix do? They do have the money a little bit, they have a little bit of the macro in their favor, but they are just running out of production buildings actually, and there is just no way to produce against this overwhelming odds. And even though Bayagster has been doing so much in the first place, it is just not going to be enough. He went for the counterattack and it just kind of fell flat after everything concaved on in, and he wasn't able to produce in behind all of this. And now this is just the front line getting decimated. Hellions from Xenos also taking care of the west side. So many secret expansions right now for both sides. Look at how many mules this Richmond Field base has. But Xenos bringing even more pistol turrets. And this Red Terran, just unrelenting. Here we go with more of these Zerglings to be cannon fodder into the front line. And can Phoenix, as well as Bayagster, do anything about this? They are trying to produce as much as possible with those factories, but they just don't have the resources to do on. They also had too much gas, so they're going to be kind of stuck on Hellions in just a bit. And this might be game, set, and match. Xenos with around 72 army right now, but Bibsy with over 100. And GG well played. It is going to be the side of HD Gaming getting the first victory in this set. What a push from Xenos with those siege tanks, and what's a rush from Babibsky with those lings. So there you go, guys. That was game number 1, and it really goes to show these matches can be as exciting as can be. What a showdown so far, and heavy artillery gonna go in favor, I believe, of Xenos as well as Babibsky. Terran and Zerg secure on their race, looking really solid overall, and that's a win in my book, and that's a win for them. So next map on the list, gonna be Divergence. Let me just a little bit of that scoreline. This ridiculous APM there from Xenos. Even though he hasn't really been able to catch up too much into the game, his hands, his fingers are just not missing a beat whatsoever. It's just so quick in so many ways, and he is just so on point, to say the least. Able to get some value here and there, able to make sure everything is fine and dandy, and using those siege tanks right now in the best possible spots, to say the least. Anyway, though, we'll take a little break, guys, and we'll be right back. These 2v2 games taking a lot out of your players. Don't go away! Game number 2 of the Grand Finals coming your way very soon. So welcome back, guys, and here we go. We are gonna be getting into the next match. We started already, guys. Oh my god. So yeah, we are gonna be getting into our next game, and we are good to go. We are gonna get into our second game. Divergence will be our map of choice, and we've seen it a while ago. It's kind of interesting how it is set up in the first place. It is just basically all about what do you call it, using those rich memory fields to the fullest degree, and it really is just one side taking the aggressive expansions, and you decide who does what and who will be able to get what kind of value in the first place. So we can start things off whenever these guys are set and ready to go. But in the meantime, Seniors Division really hyped up and has been proving to have some of the best matches we have ever seen in the SCPH community. Now, the thing about 2v2 I realize is in 1v1, some of these fights might just end the game. But since you have a partner to save you, it allows these games to go longer and longer and longer. So yeah, it's just something to really note why these games go back and forth sometimes. These matches going the long haul, and hey, we are ready to go into game number 2. 1 point lead here for Sinos, and Papibski looking to run away with it. Can they actually do so? That's gonna be the real question. Let's get into Divergence LE. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are, game number 2 in the grand finals between our two remaining teams. Who is here? Who is now? That's gonna be the real question. As introducing first, on the southeast side of Divergence, it's a red Terran, Sinos, and his partner, the yellow Zerg of Babibski. Team HD Gaming, again remastered and looking so solid. Sinos coming on back to full form, I believe, was regarded as one of the best Terrans, if not the best Terran, all the way back in the day. But their opponents might want to have something to say about that. As right now down by 1, on the top left, the upgrade god himself, the Pink Terran by Yagster, randoming again, does get the human race, which is really interesting. We haven't seen him play Protoss yet on stream, which might be the wildcard factor that's like, oh no, Yagster gets Protoss, this is gonna be a whole different game. But hey, his teammate, very well versed in the Terran race. Instead, it's our green Terran Phoenix. GGnoRE gonna be going for the TNT Dynamite composition right here, right now. Refinery already built, and what is the plan here for Bags? He's gonna go for 2 refineries immediately. Sets up the barracks here, and now wouldn't be surprised if he does go for gas-intensive units. And might be able to go for an earlier factory here. And speaking of factory here, oh, it's Phoenix. Gonna be looking to get things done. And what's going on? Why? Wait a minute. Is this? Oh my god, okay. I did not know this. I did not know this at all. This is some big brain stuff right here, guys. So, I guess for people who are versed in 2v2, you can heal units, you can repair units, that kind of thing. But I never knew you could use other people's refineries. So Bayagaster builds 2 refineries there for Phoenix, allows him to do whatever the hell he wants with money, and he gets a quick factory by the 2.5 minute mark. He even hides it on the side. And what is going to be the plan here? 111 already, starport into the tech lab, and this might be a drop play coming the way here. Can Pepsi get the scout on? And that is just such big brain stuff. I did not know that. I'm very impressed already. This is what the dual meet is all about. Hey, guys, as a caster, you're not supposed to really know too much about 2v2, so that is just a big brain thing, honestly. You're more well versed in 1v1s, you know those metas, that kind of thing, and you see this just blows your mind overall. It makes sense when someone leaves, you can really use their buildings in the first place, and whatever. I just didn't really come to me that you can actually do that with a teammate installed in the game. But enough of that fanboying. Here we go with the barracks setup already by Sinos. 111 set up on 1 base again to allow him the full structure of that tech. 3 bases though here for Pavipski. And the Overlord will get shut down before it gets that vision. And this might be game changing here because that starport for the tech lab, what is it gonna be building? That's the real question. It is gonna be a second starport here for Phoenix. And what is gonna happen? Fusion core, twin battlecruisers. So battlecruisers are expensive. That is for certain. 400 minerals, 300 gas, if I remember correctly. Now, this can be Phoenix building a BC immediately, with the tech lab into play by around the 4-minute mark-ish. And if he's able to find a little more gas, he might be able to build 2. He's at 472 right now. That is going to be the starport going into the tech lab. And our first PC should come our way very soon. In the meantime, though, it's going to be the lair here from Pavibsky. And you know, I know we've been focusing on Phoenix right now, and I like that upgrade there from Pavibsky. He decides to go for the Overlord speed because he knows that his opponent is trying a little too hard to hide something. And immediately Spore Crawlers. Very, very defensive here from Pavibsky. Xenos in the meantime, still no engineering base, so might get caught off guard here. One tactical warp will make a big difference, but you know, the Marines, they can still shoot up, so that makes a big difference there. And with the Raven, of course, if you get the anti-armor on, those things just melt like butter. So anyway, it's Phoenix taking care of business, wants to get the command center in to the gold mineral fields, and since Bags are playing the same faction, can also do so at the same time. Either side playing it aggressive. They're banking on the effectivity of these 2 battles right now. Sure, you can handle 1, but sometimes 2 is just a little too much. Xenos, though, already having a 6th sense of what's going on after seeing the starport with the tech lab, and he sets up immediately with some Vikings, with some Marines, with a Raven, and he is just good to go on the anti-armor side. So overall, it really goes to show that reads here from Pavibsky and Xenos are just on point. They know something is amiss, especially with everything going on right now, so they just decide to play it safe rather than sorry. Twin BCs though, it's interesting, and yeah, the 2 refineries just blowing my mind to say the least. But anyway, now it's Xenos taking care of business. Also on the Richmond Airfield side, we'll set up the command center. I would like to see him actually take both this time as Pavibsky decides to move into the rest of the map. And that seems like that's going to be the case. So 3 bases here for Pavibsky. He goes all the way on the outside. It's a very, very long straight right now for our yellow Zerg. But he will make things happen in this set. But hey, now this is more scouting. Yamato Cannon gonna be online very soon. And is this gonna be even more BCs? What happened there? So 2 BCs right now for Phoenix. And he's building 2 more. I don't usually know how to count, but you know, 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's quick maths right there, guys. And with that many BCs, this might be a little too much to handle on a single base. This is basically some Brood War shenanigans here from Phoenix, and Biaxer is just happy to let this happen. It's like, the folly view. My youth right there. My youth is yours, and now my assimilators, my refineries rather, are yours. Phoenix still building his own refineries right now, going for a missile turret as well. Biaxer in the meantime taking at Rich Mineral Field. And we'll see if Phoenix can actually get some value here. Now these 2 battlecruisers can just go for the initial fight and flight. And then the other 2 BCs can reinforce quickly with a tactical warp. That means that it's going to be a one-way trip for the reinforcements, but hey, if you feel like you can be decisive, might as well go for it. Now the BCs are really good against these Marines because they are just getting a laser fire rate absolutely to the maximum. Flying on the ground right now, scouting out the formation, and there we go with Xenos. Sets up with... doesn't get it. So fully expected the anti-armor as well as the interference matrix there to just pop the cherries onto those BC, christen them, and basically shut them down. But as soon as the Raven gets spotted, it's time to get the hell out of there. And Phoenix with 4 BCs right now. Seems like he's not going to be building anymore after that one, but having 4 BCs, I don't think it really hurts in a way. Now he's going to go for another one. So guys, this is Brood War. Is this StarCraft Brood War? Just BC, BC, BC all the way to 200. And if Pavibsky and Xenos don't see that this is coming, they will have enough anti-air in a way, but they might get surprised by too much. So, but the only thing about Xenos is, again, we've seen him play a little old school in a way, and it's helping him because he has so many Vikings right now. He has 8 of them. This is overkill. If this is 1v1, you would have useless units in a way. But here at 2v2, again, just covering for each other's weaknesses. And honestly, it makes such a world of a difference. These Zerglings onto the ground allows you to get so much anti-air. All these Vikings up in the air allows the Zerg to not even bother with Corruptors for the time being, or Hydras, so... or Mass Queens, so it really just makes a big change right there. Anyway, though, seems like Biaxter is taking the aggressive expansion and will be looking to push on forward. 2 base here for Phoenix, 3 for Biaxter, and there's gonna be 3 base right now for Xenos, as well as 3 base for Pavibsky. As we said before, I like this a lot better. The Terran can utilize these bases and use this island as a better, as more potent as possible. And look at this, this is really cool, huh? This loading bay, not bad a sign. Anyway, sensor towers, you can't really go wrong with that, even though it's a big investment. At least you know something is coming. +1 though, coming online for Bagster. Did he go for the bio? He does have a little bit of commitment on it. 2 factories though. And yeah, it seems like it's bio with some siege tanks on the way. Old school build right there by Bagster, though. Supply block kind of slipping on the macro there. Phoenix in the meantime, gonna be reinforcing and more BCs. And it's like, okay, Bagster, I have a plan. This is called me just playing BC. And that is the show. That is the game. That's all I want to do. BC all day, every day. And just fly these things in. Like these bad boys. Hitting on through to the other side. For Bags right now, the Marines going for the fire as quick as can be. Queen's going to be in position there. Banelings as well as the Zorgans right now. Looking to get things done. And in the meantime, creep tumors are spread already. For Popibski though. Gonna be trying to get a little more value there. So honestly for our yellow Zerg, since he's the only Zerg right now, mono Zerg in this game, he can do whatever kind of creep spread he wants. No one will take advantage of it. No one else will take advantage of it, rather. And no one will have a disadvantage onto it except for their opponent. So it doesn't really hurt. The creep spread all the way, get that purple all around the map. But here comes so much anti-air. And the battle cruiser is getting out of dodge. Bagster might not have been expecting this because he is just going for the fight again. And this is the Valence right now getting in position to siege tank. Unable to get out of there, and the Marines is running on the way with the Stimpaks, but the Zerg is a lot quicker. We'll go for this round. Really goes to show those things are so scary. It's just like mini raptors getting in your face. Beautiful Bailing is right now getting splash damage on. And Phoenix, I feel like the coordination there just not the best. He is just running these BCs just to die. And Popibski and Xenos reading them like an open book, playing them like a fiddle. It really goes to show. When you get that vision, when you get a little bit of that know-how, you are just ready to react in such a good way. Now, the fight is not over yet. Even though the BCs have been effectively shut down in a way, it's still not enough to finish up the game. Xenos, as well as Popibski, investing a lot on Corruptors and Vikings, which means they don't really have the best ground forces right now. But for the time being, it's Phoenix deciding to take a really aggressive expansion. We'll be meeting a creep tumor here. Seems like though there's a load on in, and yeah, the siege tank just gets tossed out. It's funny. It's like, you would think a siege tank, if you drop it like that, it will actually take damage. But hey, you know, gravity apparently doesn't exist sometimes. Anyway though, more islands, more bases being taken by Bagster, more bases being taken by Popibski, and the Zerg gonna be happy with all these expansions right now. Getting a creep spread on, going on through. And the only problem I have had for Xenos in the game so far, he kind of has the tendency to get left behind in the economic macro. He has really good macro overall, but it's either he kind of doesn't really build the next phase quick enough, or he gets crippled. And more often than not, he's the one who gets crippled. Not gonna lie, guys. He's the one who gets crippled, and he's the one who doesn't have the resources because of that crippling. So it isn't really his fault in that way per se. It was more of their opponents. But sometimes, as we see right now, he's really confident with these 3 bases. He is going to go for a 4th, so it seems like he has been noticing that, hey, I'm the one who gets crippled, I'm the one who needs a backup plan, and he even has 2 command centers. Okay, I like this better from Xenos. Never mind. My point has been immediately subdued by Xenos and his play, and these command centers can actually take the corner bases here. So yeah, I like that. I like that. Adjusting yourself on the fly, understanding where it goes wrong. It feels like they've learned their lesson from the previous game, from previous set against Bizzle as well as Johan. Because, you know, that was where Xenos kind of fell over when he only had Medivacs and nothing else, and really left everything to Popibski and his amazing mutable. So this time he is actually going to have an Ambag per se. He is going to have the best Ambag in the world, and he is going to be looking to add even more value to this composition. And when Xenos and Popibski are working together hand in hand, with neither side getting crippled, it is just an unstoppable force to say. Anyway though, it's still gonna be Phoenix and all these BCs by Agster in the meantime, setting up these siege tanks, and a brawl potentially coming very soon. Army Council, just look at how much value Xenos and Popibski have overall. And these are just gonna be some pokes with the Yamato cannons. Scan's gonna be online very soon. +2 though coming online here for Phoenix as well, trying to make these BCs as bulky as possible. With this many Corruptors though and this many Vikings, I don't think it's gonna be enough. Xenos right now, even with the old school BC. Now again, he was part of Team PH World Cup, so he went to BlizzCon, and we were like, damn, we get the sweet-ass skins here on StarCraft 2. And just the old school BC, I feel like a lot better than the new one. This is so classic, it's just so organic. And you know what else is going to be organic? This push moving on forward. Right here, right now, onto the high ground. Bayax is trying to stem the side of those Zerglings. At least, of course, there will be able to get enough done. And oh my god, roly-poly onlys here from Babimski. Gonna be looking to get in position for any kind of advance. Really goes to show the front has been started, and this is going to be the brawl coming our way. Getting a little bit of that vision right now. This is going to be a big engagement perhaps from the high ground as well, because Phoenix is waiting for those repairs to happen. But there we go again, vision being applied. Xenos making sure that he's able to get things done there. Yamato Cannon yet again going for the shots, and the Vikings trying to go for a little bit of an adjustment to help out the Corruptors along the way. Rockfire is there. And interesting enough, with everyone concentrated here on the bottom side, nothing else is happening on the map. Everyone is looking on that one screen, and that is it. Eventually, though, Bayagster taking opportunities again. This is something he did last game that really brought them back into life for a little bit. He's on 200 right now. He has a big army count, and he is going to be looking to push the lines and get things done. Now, if Xenos and Babimski don't react in time, they might get caught here. But speaking of the reaction, there we go, Babimski moving on forward. Good use of Bayagster though to use the terrain to his advantage, but it just isn't going to be enough. And now it's time for the Corruptors as well as the Vikings to get in position to try and navigate against the Battlecruisers, getting in with light speed. The ship's still up in the air. So much death and destruction in the middle of the map. But the Corruptors taking care of those capital ships very, very quickly. Xenos in the meantime cooking up all those Marines. And Bayagster's force just getting torn into shreds and bits. Push right now from Xenos and Babimski, and this is another proactive play from the reaction. Every single time they win a D, they are able to go on the offensive and sink that 3. Ridiculous stuff right now from Xenos as well as Babimski. They got the reaction, even though Bayagster had the right idea to use that terrain to his advantage. It was just enough reinforcements there from Xenos and Babimski together to bring it to the table. They caught out the BCs, and they are all gone from this one. Phoenix is still staying on the BC strat, and I feel like it's not the best thing. Maybe he can add a little more, maybe a few Liberators gonna be helpful. Go for his own Vikings at the same time. But just the BCs aren't cutting it. Sure, if you get the 200 with them, they might be unstoppable if used correctly. But Xenos has been so on point at shutting down big clusters of groups. The Raven use with the Interference Matrix as well as the anti-armor, the Viking Micro, the basic necessities of some BCs in behind to go for Yamato Cannons as well if need be. It just makes a big difference. Adrenal Gland still online here for Babimski. He's getting all of those upgrades and more, and oh my! The elephants have been let loose. Finally, Ultra is going to be into play. Bayagster though, using the terrain again to his advantage. But the real question is, will he be expecting this? Goes for the scan already, and it might be time for those Tusks to go on forward. Tanky units into the front line. Kaiser Blades going for the swings, and now it is just going to be a cutting approach here from Babimski, shutting down Bayagster and his movement. They're trying to run all the way, but these Ultralists are running as quick as can be, and that is splash damage abound. The Ultras do fall into the field of battle, but more of those Marines and Marauders do go down in one fell swoop. Another tech switch here, and Babimski has brought in everything we have wanted and more. So I love Ultras. I just gotta say that Ultras are fun. He has +3 right now in Carapace, +3 on Means, so he's really committed on to a ground-based composition there with the Zerglings and the Ultras together. Going for the off-creep upgrade as well makes him a lot quicker to chase after those remains. Here we go, the Yamato Cannons, and it's just so cheeky. Go for the tactical warp afterwards, it's just like, hi, bye, that's pretty much it. And it also lasts a leaving impression wherein no real value, honestly. Besides the Yamato Cannon, that's pretty much it. No staying power here for Phoenix. Bayagster in the meantime, a little more opposing with his infantry, but Xenos again set up on that high ground, and he is just gonna shut down whatever the hell is coming his way. Overall though, these Marines, these Marauders, trying to stay in the middle of the map. Scans right now abound from both sides. They're really using that vision game. These bases, though, are getting mined out to a good degree. Xenos right now, no Richmond fields left. He is trying to defend as well as protect his bases on the south side. And since the engagement happened there, he is able to do so with really good authority. Now, it's going to be a fight, though, as it's going to be Phoenix bringing in those BCs, using that movement speed, as well as the fact of the matter that they can go for the attack, roaming on around. But Xenos doesn't care. He holds the line there, gets DPS on. GG is called, and Xenos and Babimski 1 point away from taking the championship. As much as I loved Phoenix and bringing in those BCs, I don't think that was enough whatsoever, guys. It was just a little too much to handle when it was perfectly read by Mr. Xenos as well as the Zerg player on his side of Papibsky. So it really goes to show, when you just have a little bit of an understanding of what's going on, you can really get things done. And that is going to be game number 2 going their way. So well played there at the scenes of Papibsky, beautiful shutdowns there, getting the proper tech switches, and even shutting down Bayagster and his ambition to expand, as well as go for the frontline tactics. Siege tanks in position for the defense, Ultralisk out of nowhere, beautiful baneling shots, beautiful engagement in the middle, and that is just basically it there. So, we will be right back, guys. We'll just get a little bit of a breather again for our players. These games are taxing them to the fullest degree. Don't go away. This is the SCPH dual meet, the grand finals between our last two teams. Team HD Gaming versus GGnoRE. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and what a game that was, from big brain to big brain, from strat to strat, blind counter to counter, and that was just such a good map there on Divergence. But our next map might be the last one. Efflorescence coming our way. Gonna be really interesting to see, because we have seen a lot here from Phil and Papibsky, from Mr. Xenos, as well as his Zerg Patriots. And I think now is gonna be the roll of the dice here for Bayagster. He has to get his Protoss. He has to get his Protoss, or it might be game, set, and match there. Phoenix trying out that BC strategy, and in the end, it goes out in a whimper rather than the bang that we expected, because of just how much counter activity was there from the two players on the other side. Really goes to show how well this can work. And well, we are just gonna be looking how far we can go into this one. Game number 3, out of 5, Efflorescence. Gonna be a great growth here. As I've said before, someone once told me the grass always grows greener on the other side, and here in Efflorescence is gonna be stained with the blood of every single player here. Who will take this map? Match points already for HD Gaming. Can they take the crown, take the 1-5, as well as the headsets? And, well, we are gonna get our answer right here, right now. Game number 3 out of 5. Match points for Xenos as well as Papibsky. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see, no luck there. Bayagster getting the Terran race yet again. Introducing right now, down by 2. It will be Team GGnoRE looking for the reverse first sweep, as we said, pink Terran of Bayagster, as well as the red Terran of Phoenix. So TNT connection again. We saw them be the champions in the grand finals on the junior side. Will it be the same here on the senior side? It might not be the case because up by 2 right now. Match points, looking for a victory. Can actually whip out a little bit of a different strategy here. On the yellow Zerg, we got Papibski. And on the blue Terran, we got Xenos. I can't really decide which one's the MVP for Xenos and Papibski in terms of their play. I feel like for Papibski, he has just been so good at keeping control and keeping things in what for say. Like, he's just able to really save games with how he moves things. But for Xenos, if he's set up, he is just looking nigh unstoppable. He has a creeping barrage system. He that's something died. That something died. Anyway, as we said, if Xenos is set up, and he just knocks it out of the park. It's a home run and a half. It is the bottom of the night, and he's just gonna hit it over with all the bases loaded. If it really is the perfect condition. On the other side, it feels like for Bayagster, he's just able to whip out these counteractive plays out of nowhere. But overall, it has been Phoenix a little more stable on their previous matches, except honestly this one, the Battlecruiser gamble. While Big Brain didn't really work out the Yamato cannons into the tactical warp, not really too impressive. You can only do that every how many minutes, honestly. So yeah, not gonna lie, like Bayagster has been able to rip a little bit of a comeback at the jaws of defeat, especially with his timing pushes, with his upgrades. So we'll see right now who's going to be playing it clutch here onto game number 3. But Xenos Papibski, apparently, they don't know the concept of chase. They are going to be playing it standard again, even though they're up by 2. This is game number 3. Potential, honestly, to whip something out of nowhere and surprise the opposition. But hey, they're on the Efflorescence, a map they might be comfortable to play the macro as much as possible. But Bayagster, triple racks already on one base. Essentially, Mass Reapers 4 deep inside, and oh my god, it's gonna be same thing here for Phoenix. Mass Reapers as well. How much has Papibski seen? He saw 3 of these racks, and this has to be a really substantial defense already for Xenos. He goes for the supply depot here, and does this actually block the pad? That's a real question. We've said it before in 2v2, there's just so many ways to go up on top, and there you go already, hopping into the fray. Beautiful Hellion though set up immediately, and Vax are gonna be losing these Reapers instantaneously. Cena's already on it, just reaction time as well as the read there from the blue Terran, absolutely essential. I would like though if Phoenix and Bayagster just regrouped and recouped instead. Papibski though, happy to get the second base for free, not getting harassed whatsoever. Metabolic boost gonna be going online very soon. And for Cenas, he realizes the upcoming rush. He went for 2 Hellions on naked production structures, I might add, so it doesn't stall the time. He went for the factory, immediately queued up those Hellions, and he is good to go with the proper force to begin with. Beautiful decision making there from Cena. Seems like he has not lost a pep in his step whatsoever. And Bayagster right now going to be roaming on the round. Phoenix going to be backing on that with all these Reapers. But now with Roaches into play here for Papibski, got the Warren a little early on, and he's going to be able to hold the line as well with Xenos keeping his back in check. But you know what is going to be the plan here for Phoenix and Bayagster? You don't have enough Reapers? Go for more. More pistol shots, more mobility. Gonna be able to get things done along the way. It's been an exciting time right here, right now in the grand finals. And these Reapers right now floating on around still. In the meantime, those can gonna be online, and we'll see how this is all gonna pan out. Still Naga Tower right now. Gonna get activated there. Here we go with the push from Bayagster as well as Phoenix. And well. We'll see how this is all gonna unfold. It's now it's time for these Roaches to get in position, perhaps. Where are they? Up on top. Celtic King will go down to Reapers right now in the middle. And the Cyclone gets a lock on. You know, even... Oh my god, that's so dangerous. Phoenix gonna be going for that one. Gets the bombs into play. And Xenos might get caught out in the middle there. The Hellion's getting some really good damage. But surprise, surprise, with this many Reapers, and you get some bomb play into that one, you're gonna be able to just modify wherever your opponent truly is. And those bombs clustered up, they do 5 damage each if I remember correctly. If you get a lot of them together, that is going to be a big burst overall. Xenos right now with the siege tank, it will go down. Phoenix and Bayagster unrelenting with their spots. Ravager's going to be into play. Roger's going to be trying to get through as well. Zerglings right now going to be there as well. And the only unfortunate part here for Xenos is he didn't get to finish whatever he was planning here. If he puts another building in the way, he might actually slow down whatever Bayagster and Phoenix are up to. Because here on Efflorescence, I feel like this is one of the maps that is a little more closer to the 1v1. Now sure, you can stay into the middle parts, you can go into the middle of the 2 zones and go for the jump, but here onto the cliff itself, that's only one entrance. As a big escape route here for Bagster and Phoenix. Now, what kind of buildings have they been building in behind? We got 2 Marauders as well as 3 Marines, but Xenos! He has whipped out the Banshee, and it is going to be the Whippering Whale right here, right now, from the jet plane, roaming all around. Phoenix still trying to get the Engineering Bay. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if he goes for the SCV there. Oh my god, 844 HP, so close. Phoenix is desperate to finish up that building, but that is just going to be another shutdown. 15 SCVs remaining on to that other base. Bagster, in the meantime, still looking to survive, but without any anti-air on to the side of Phoenix. He's just gonna hurt here. Scandal comes online after the cloak is initiated. Time for the Banshee to just be a ghost and get on away. Stays in position though. Phoenix right now finishing the Engineering Bay. And wouldn't be surprised he just defends that natural instead. But where is the missile turret? He doesn't have too much money. And Xenos right now, is he gonna do the same thing that has happened to him so far in the tournament? Will he cripple a fellow Terran right now in the name of Phoenix? And as winning more and more shots right now, desperate missile turret here from Phoenix makes it out just in time. And oh my god, Xenos just getting the proper timing there. Papipsky hanging on back. What else is going to be into play here? We go with the scan because Xenos is going to do the same thing again with his Banshee onto the north side. 8 kills already. Seems like eventually the Banshee here has been forced to relocate onto the natural instead. And this cloak is just absolutely overwhelming right now. The worker cuts just getting blown up. Phoenix only on 13. Bagster losing numbers left, right, and center. Looking for him, he has Marines, and that will be enough shots there. But the damage has already been done. 2 Banshees making the biggest difference in the world. And Phoenix looking a lot lost into this game. I feel like one factor here for Phoenix that kind of hurts him is he's not too familiar with these players. Bagster, Papipsky, and Xenos know each other so well, and they know what antics they're going to be up to. So as you've seen for Bagster, he already instantly went for anti-air, he went for Marines. Papipsky is going to be looking to potentially go for that Spire play as we have seen before and go for the Mutable. And Bagster again reacts to that with the Engineering Bay with as much of the anti-air as possible to add in behind this. But for Phoenix, he kind of lags behind there. He's trying to play his own game, goes for the Engineering Bay, but it's too late because the Banshee is already in position. And that's just a big difference maker right now. If you know your opponents, you can kind of react before anything else happens. Cyclone, though, will get locked on, will get the takedown there. And eventually, the Banshees have made such a big difference into this game, gonna get knocked out of the park. Overall, though, will it be more expansions here, or will it be the coup de grace already from Xenos and Papipsky? Now, Xenos doesn't have the biggest workout count right now. He was a little too busy microing those Banshees to make sure that they survive. But on the other side, there's a drop coming in from Bagster. Is Papipsky running away with it and more? He has taken all the safe bases. He's like, Mr. Phil, can I take your base, sir? Thank you, no takebacks. I'm just gonna position here in the back and basically play the same game I've been playing so far. Now he has 1,200 gas and he's gonna build 11 muteless out of it. Bagster, though, already spot going for the drop. And he's gonna go for that third base instead. Xenos, though, has these Siege Ducks in position. They turned around to get the shots on. Cannon fire is a go. Bagster deciding, this is not gonna work. Gonna be backing on that. And honestly, here for Xenos, if he breaks his rock tower, he can make sure that he is safe and sound into the middle, into the ramp itself. And he can put those siege tanks in behind. Wouldn't be surprised if he does that if he feels he needs to go on the defense. But right now, he is just in a lead with the rest of his team. Still Cyclone right now. Gets locked and gets a takedown. Phoenix with so many mules right now, they will just dissipate there. A big burst of minerals for Phoenix, but you can really see he's hurting on the income tab right now. Army, value, Papipsky all the way in the lead, 4,000 minerals, 1.7 gas, and these mutalists are looking to just dominate whatever the hell they want. Now Xenos and Papipsky in such a good spot. Stimpak already early from Bagster to react. Bailing so already with the centrifugal hooks. And they are looking to roll on through to the other side. Stimpak though might dissipate soon. And here comes the surround. The Brothers though will get caught first. Bailing's kept into the distance. And are going into the Marines right now. Beautiful burst there. Here comes more and more of these Marines getting blown apart by the seams. And Xenos with the siege tank. Splash damage is a go. Action gonna be spilling over perhaps onto Phoenix's side. And who is gonna be the first target here for HD Gaming? Will it be the red Terran or will it be the pink one? Tit for tat scenario. Who is the bigger threat for them? It seems like Bagster is gonna be the target. Up on top, saying hi to their good friend and saying, hey, what's up? Is it time to die? Might be the case. by this point in time, Papivsky is just looking to migrate these middle lists and make sure that they are going to survive. He doesn't want to overextend because he knows that Phoenix is going to go for it. And speaking go for it, he's going to bring the SCPs along for a ride, trying to tactics up front, the siege tanks, but the Zerglings are there. And this is the Red Terran tapping on out. GG is called, but Youngster stays alone. But that is going to be game, set, and match. And Xenos and Papivsky are your champions. They will take a 3-0 victory here in the grand finals of the dual meet. And amazing games there from the Terran and the Zerg. They ran away with it from round number 1, and they have been crowned the champions of this set. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is just such a defense there. Xenos for the first proper defense. Papivsky coming to his rescue later on. And well, the Reaper Rush not working out whatsoever, with just know-how here from both Mr. Xenos as well as Papivsky, working together hand in hand. The Terran and Zerg, a perfect duo. And all I can say to that one is GG well played. They have given us some great games all throughout the tournaments, and here in the grand finals, they have shown that they deserve the crown, and they will take our 3,000 peso prize pool as well as headsets provided by ROG Internet Cafe. All I can say is, though, kudos to the efforts there from Phoenix and Bayagster. Bayagster really risking it with random, and we didn't get the Protoss whatsoever. We got Terran again and again and again. He did do a good job with the bio, that's for sure, but unfortunately, it just didn't pan out in a way. For Xenos and Papivsky, their chemistry was just on point. Their compositions were just so on point, and what they were really good at, they were able to expect their counterpart, their teammate, to make sure that their weaknesses have been covered. And we saw that for the Mutable there for Papivsky. He had his own tool with the Zerglings, but he also had the support of the Siege Tanks there from Xenos and everything else. Of course, Xenos having that airplay, having a lot of Vikings, and well, there's enough ground game there for Papivsky. Better understanding also onto the set. It feels like it only took them the semifinals to learn a few of those mistakes there, especially on Divergence, which I really commend. It was going to be looking to be the same kind of case, but for Mr. Xenos, as well as Papivsky, they had a little bit of an understanding on how to set up, when to set up, and when to really go for the expansions, and how to really push those lines. And it really allowed them to take that when Heavy Artillery was a great macro game that could have gone on both sides, but Efflorescence was just such an ass-whooping, especially as the Reaper Rush didn't work out. That was just basically a crippling blow with the signature composition, I'd say, from both sides. Mutable from Papivsky, and the El Clasico Banshee Cloak from Xenos. That's all I gotta say, ladies and gents, and let's just look at those maps real quick. Didn't even get to see Dusty Guards and Rascallion, Arctic Dream, and Emerald City say goodbye there, but Heavy Artillery, Divergence, Efflorescence all taken by the Terran and the Zerg. Congratulations to Team HD Gaming. They are gonna get the 4K resolution upscale, as well as that 3,000 peso prize pool, plus the headsets, courtesy of ROG, from the SCPH community. But well, guys, we did it last time. We'll try it again. We will go for a quick little interview in just a bit. We'll be right back. This is the SCPH Dual Meet. We'll have some words with our champions very, very soon. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we have our champions, Mr. Sinas and Mr. Popipsky. Hey guys, congratulations
Hello.
with the
Hi.
victory here in the SCPH Dual Meet Seniors Bracket. How you guys doing?
Uh, well, we're doing good now.
Happy, happy.
Happy,
Right?
happy.
Sounds like
Very.
it. When we hopped into the Discord, you guys sounded so giddy, just explaining things. And I was like, ah, shit, these guys are back. These guys are back. So speaking of back, well, these two names. Okay, I know Mr. Phil. It's been a while since I've seen him. He's the reason I got the SCPH in the first place. But for Mr. Popivsky, I was like, okay, I've heard this player before. I don't know where. I Google, I see some VOD from 7 years ago. I was like, what the fuck? This guy has been playing StarCraft for a lot. So I do want to ask both of you, what made you come back here into the SCPH scene?
A live scene.
Mm. Just trying to make the scene alive. Um, by coming back.
Uh,
That's a good
Dax made me do
contribution.
it.
Oh, I mean, that's a good contribution. If you have these old guns coming back, then it'll be like, ah, shit, this guy's coming back. Why would we come back? It's a stepping stone kind of thing, and it just works out. So now moving on to your team formation. You guys came back, sure, but how did you guys come together? Do you guys have any experience playing together before, or playing, especially playing against each other? Scrim partners, that kind of thing. Teammates, maybe into the previous expansions of StarCraft 2. So how did this little history between you guys, and then how you guys come together here in the dual meets?
Okay. Before kasi, I was like training in StarCraft 2. Si Xenon yung practice partner ko. And
Ooh.
likewise, ganun din sa kanya. Like, kailangan niya ng Zerg na practice partner. May message niya ako and stuff. And doon nag-start yung aming bond. Oh my God.
Ikwento mo kung paano ka nag-start, Pops.
Oh my
Listen,
God.
guys, the floor is all
Super long
yours.
story.
First
Super
game niya,
long story.
tournament.
Yeah, okay lang na.
First
Palitan
game
ng
ko,
podcast. Palitan ko
tournament
lang.
kagad.
Palitan ko lang yung category, talk show and podcast. Kwento niyo buhay.
Okay.
Pero sige lang, hindi lang. Tell this, if you wanna make it a bridge, syempre, just like, parang, so you guys are partners and you guys played in tournaments here and there, right? And then, parang, fast forward to all the way here, you guys were still playing together or something? Or what? You guys, like, saw the dual meet and be like, hey, join us together.
Actually, we already stopped. I think ilang years na. Hindi ko, then we play some games but hindi na yung like before na sobrang like 5 hours o 4
Competitive.
hours. Mga ganon.
Not as
Sobrang
competitive.
busy in real life. Parehas.
Sounds like
Adulting.
it. Sounds like it.
Adulthood.
Sounds like it,
Tapos,
honestly.
dumating yung quarantine. So, ayan.
Uh,
Thank you, Mizel. Thank you, Dax. Nagpatulong
thank you
naman
guys.
kayo.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. A live scene, actually finding the time
Mm.
to do it. So it seems like these guys have been stuck together likely for quite a while already, especially having the same kind of situations. Come back, it's like, let's win something and win the whole thing. So speaking of winning, you guys went all the way to the grand finals. Any certain strats that you guys like? Any kind of things that you focused on? Practice time, that kind of thing. How do you guys prepare for this tournament?
Actually, we prepared some strats pero hindi namin nagamit.
Kasi wala aming kalaban na Zerg tsaka dalawang Zerg tsaka isang Zerg tsaka isang Protoss. Hindi namin nagamit.
Oo, so reactionary na lang yung mga pangyayari.
Parang kanina, uy, may busy. Sige,
Uy, busy,
gagawa ko
busy.
ng Raven, di-disable ko.
Oh my God.
So just on the fly, I do want to ask you, parang you guys have these compositions or these units that you're really really solid at. As well for Pavivsky, we can commend the Mutilus use, and for Mister, my cat is even saying hi to you. So for Mister Sinos right here, just the starport and all the like making a big difference. So what gives? How do you guys complement each other?
Mag-start ako ng 1-1-1, di ba? Parang double early gas. Parang may siege tanks kagad kami to defend. Tapos while defending, si Papi yung nagmamakro. And gumagawa ng damage. Parang palitan lang.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see that. I see that a lot from you guys, making sure that you guys have the defense both on the ground and the air. Especially like if you if you guys do those things in 1v1, you can get punished. But since you are so on point with another, then it works out really well for you in a way. Now, I actually want to ask you a certain question about that grand finals matchup. Did you guys feel a little bit of comfort seeing Bayagster never get Protoss?
Nagdadasal kami na di niya makuha.
Oo, yeah.
Parang it's like, shit, Terran. Okay, Terran. Okay, we're good.
Nice.
Diba?
Ganun eh.
Pag lumagpas ng 10 minutes yung Protoss ni Bayagster, alam mo na eh.
Alam mo na eh. Parang
Mahirap na mahirap.
lahat dala-dala na to the table eh. Parang, okay, it's
Wings of Liberty pa lang. Ganun.
there you go. Mga veterans talaga. It's like, these where you see the 3 of the 4 names, like, these guys have been playing for quite a while already. But honestly, I just want to ask you, since this is your first foray here in the SCPH scene right now, what do you think of some of the new players hopping in?
Yeah, okay sila actually. Very nice. Nakakalaro namin sila recently. Pag nag-aano lang kami, like for fun games and stuff. And magagaling talaga sila. They have the talent.
Nakakatuwa sila, lalo na si Sifu, si Saipem, si Alvin.
Si Alvin. Si
Extinct pa pala, si Phoenix.
Phoenix,
okay yung mech niya. Tapos si Bayagster, luma na pala yan.
Basta una pa nga senior yun.
Mali.
Nakakatuwa sila kasi parang feeling namin na sobrang motivated sila dun sa scene ng StarCraft. Sana pag ituloy-tuloy lang nila. Tapos yung target nila is yung international scene, wag lang tong PH.
Wag lang Philippines.
Yeah, very inspiring. Damn, Mr. Phil. So inspiring. That's how it really is sometimes. And well, the new generation coming in, making the game alive, and at least you guys are coming on back, and we are gonna have a pretty full scene, honestly, if we can keep things up. Now, speaking of the scene, we see you guys in 2v2. Are we gonna finally see you guys in 1v1 action?
Maybe.
We'll see.
Tingnan natin. Hindi namin sure.
Mga tease eh. Pakita mo lang 2v2 lang nagpapakita eh. It's like, no, we only work together well. It's like, okay, pakita mo Archon mode only, that kind of thing. But you guys are just so well in tandem together, and hey, the plays are still there. The micro is there. Like, sometimes, honestly, I can see that these are kind of outdated builds, but you guys make it work because it's 2v2. You're able to basically cushion each other in a way, and you're just so good at it. It doesn't matter if it's old because you just know how to execute really well, and that is just enough of the shutdown there. So, congratulations, Mr. Phil. Congratulations, Mr. Papibski. The floor is all yours. Any shoutouts you guys want to give to the audience or whoever in the community?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
And spelling ng team, T-E-A-M ha? Hindi T-I-M.
Shoutout dun sa sponsors ng event, lalo kay Daks tsaka kay Mizel. And AKG Gaming? Tama ba?
No. Si ROG Internet Cafe tayo today.
ROG, okay.
ROG.
Yes, sir.
Shoutout. Baka naman, ROG.
ROG laptop, ROG. I'm also questioning it too, but hey, they've been supportive and I love them already.
Yes.
Anyway, anyone else?
Yung asawa ko, shout out sa asawa ko, supportive.
Tama.
Happy wife, happy life. Ever-loving parents ko na supportive.
Happy parents, happy life. Tama yan, bro.
Shout out sa Overwatch Philippines.
Ano yun? What is that game? Ano yun?
Traitor. Ganun eh, ano?
Team Philippines, yung teammates ko dati. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Lalo na sa coach naming napaka-pogi.
You're welcome. Naalala ko talaga, kwento ko nga on stream, basically, yung tayo lang may pakit sa StarCraft stuff. It's like, uy, may StarCraft stuff, and it just like disappears in front of us. Like, nagpa-picture kami sa Rainer statue, and it's like, uy, it's a bar. And it's like, there's a bar at the Rainer statue, and everyone was just like, let's get in line for Warcraft 3. I'm like, okay, I guess. and that's pretty much it. Movie pa nga siya ng bomber jacket si Mr. Phil sa Blitz.
Yes.
It's like, damn. It's like, snazzy stuff. Okay.
Hindi pwede palampasin. StarCraft yun eh.
Tama. WCS pa happening there. It's like really cool. But, maybe we'll see these guys in the next IEM, ESL, shit, back in full for Grandmaster players. Who knows? Who knows? But thank you guys for the interview, and thank you guys for your time today. Congratulations to your victory here in Dual Meet. You get the 3,000 peso prize pool as well as the 2 headsets provided by ROG Internet Cafe. And without you guys putting in such a performance, we wouldn't have these games. So thank you truly for your day today.
Thank you, Ren. Thank
Thank you
you.
din. Thank you.
Oh my god. Oh, Mizzle is bringing
GG.
everyone. GG, well played. So ano ba, Mizzle? Are we actually gonna bring everyone here? Can we just get the whole community? And look, Panda's here even. He's like, hi, I'm not gonna cast with you, but I'm gonna show up for the post-game interview. What a guy, this guy. Lahat na lang, lahat na lang. Mr. Bayagster's here too. He's also here. We also have our Marcel, Mr. Floki or Alvin, and of course Mizzle, who
Hello.
it's like, hello friends. Oh no, sige, sa inyo na. Sa inyo na. I don't have basically, I don't know, question ko talaga for this interview part kung para sa other people. Okay, Bayagster, why random? Why random? Only one.
Nakakatamad yung isang race lang eh.
The element of surprise.
O para maraming cheese.
Partida daw.
Partida. It's like, okay lang yan. Kaya ko yan. Terran, easy.
So Terran, pinakamahina ako. Puta.
Thank you.
Saktong tatlo pa eh. Tatlong game.
What are the odds? So, let's say, you have a 33% every game, but then it happens 3 times. So, it's like what? Like, let's substantially less, like 11% to happen? It's ridiculous. And it's like, oh no, it's 3 times 3 every time, and the configuration can change, so that's to the 20s. What the fuck? I'm doing math, but it's basically a lot of odds against you, and Mr. Bayagster did it. So I wonder if he's lucky or unlucky. Maybe you should buy a lotto ticket after to find out. But hey, that's ikaw, Mizzle. You brought everyone in here. Do you have any questions for everyone here? Take the lead. Take the lead, Mr. Admin.
Okay. This is for Bayagster. How do you feel that you weren't able to get Protoss? I mean, like, yeah, you were expecting to get Protoss, but what were you planning if ever you get Protoss?
May sobrang lakas nga kaming build sa mass carriers, kaso wala eh.
Yeah, yun yung gusto ko.
Medyo sure win namin eh. Ayun.
Yeah, Skytoss. Pero yun nga, yung katulad ng sinabi ni Alvin kanina, ang ganda nung reaction nila Phil dun sa mga plays nila Bayagster. So kudos to you guys.
Oh, I want to ask about the double refinery to give it to Phoenix. What was that about? That was really cool. I didn't know you could actually do that for a teammate that's still there. Like, I see it in when someone leaves, but wow, how do you guys big brain that shit?
Actually, kung nakita niyo yung kaninang laban namin versus Sifu at saka Artanis, namin yun nung nag-speed links, kami. Kaya sobrang bilis nung niya. Nung Reapers. Tama, parang sobrang dami na namin units, tapos ang onti pa lang. Actually, ngayon ko lang din nalaman yun, na nag-research lang ako dun sa Liquipedia. Kaya...
It's pretty cool. I didn't notice. Like, I didn't notice, honestly, at the start, especially on the map. Then I look closely, like, that's not Phoenix's name. That's Bayagster. Why does this refinery look like? It's because the color of the refinery is so close to the color that Phoenix picked. I was like, okay, so it's his building. But it's like, no. But no, where did these SCVs come from? And okay, that was really cool. So apparently, guys, there you go. The mystery has been solved. They tried it already in the semifinals. They did it again into the finals. And hey, Bayagster getting the short stick of the draw there, but it was a really good hard-fought effort. Both semifinals was really exciting, honestly. 2-1 on both sides, and I just gotta say, this was a really good bracket. The seniors bracket, just above and beyond. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to do this again with this kind of excitement. These games are just so interesting. And I just want to ask again one last question to everyone to round this up for everyone here. Do you feel the difference between 1v1 and 2v2? Do you feel like why these games go longer, and what is that reason? How about, there's no right answer, but what do you feel like makes the 1v1 and 2v2 experience a little longer as well as a little more different to 1v1?
Yeah, I think malaki yung difference ng team game sa 1v1. Like, meron ka mga build orders na pwedeng gawin na sa 1v1 na pwede kang ma-behind sa 2v2 or vice versa. So parang may like may mental issues na pwedeng i-tackle or something.
Yeah, I'm not
Ayun.
surprised about that. That's really it. How about anyone else? Mr. Phil, Mr. Phoenix, or by accident? What makes it so different 1v1 and 2v2?
Ano kasi sa pag team games talaga, hindi factor pa rin yung 1v1 skills mo, pero kung 2v2, iba na kasi mga build dun eh. Parang itong build na to, pwede kang mag-compromise para mag-giveaway na build mo tong certain build order na to. Hindi build halimbawa, mga ganun. Suportahan sa isa't isa. Hindi katulad pag 1v1, syempre, outplay ka, ma-out macro ka, deads ka na talaga.
That's true, that's true.
Rush.
Battlecruiser Rush. Classic Phoenix. Ikaw, Phoenix, ikaw. 1v1, 2v2, what's the difference?
Playstyle. Tsaka macro.
Okay, that's a pretty simple answer. I
Tas
really
yung-
answered it. Yo.
Yung shared gas namin ni Ram, pinagplanuhan.
Isado yun eh, kaso
Medyo naulila ko dun eh. Nakita ko eh.
Siya
I was
yung siya yung mag-aano ng gas para yung cost efficient yung minerals para makapag-expand ako.
Yeah, it was really big brain, honestly. I was just like really surprised to see
Mas
that.
parang sa 1v1, 2v2, mas maraming pwedeng strategy sa team games. Like yung ililift mo yung Phoenix nung kakampi mo siege tank para hindi maano ng links, ganun.
Oh, I like that.
true.
Yeah. Graviton beam to your own friendly. It's like those abilities. Just the healing already makes a difference. Repair. It's really interesting how everything goes. How about last but not least, Mr. Phil? What can you say? 1v1, 2v2 difference.
Mas mahirap basahin yung 2v2 kasi ayun nga sobrang dami ng builds tsaka may share pa ng resources. Tsaka ayun yung placement ng maps medyo mahirap siya. Depende sa makukuha mong race or kung ano yung gagamitin mo. Tsaka ano pa ba? Kapag dumating yung late game sobrang hirap kasi ang daming units naglalag.
Yeah, that's true. I was like, I had to turn off a bunch of things I usually leave on for StarCraft. I was just like, oh my god, this is a chuggish experience. Ano pa kung 4v4 guys, just ko. Diba the game
1
complains?
FPS.
Alam ko the game complains, it tells you can only bring 3 skins to more than 1v1. Ang alam ko, alala ko. Like you pick 3 skins and that's pretty much it. That's all you get. It doesn't matter how much you paid. But yeah, it really is a completely different beast. And hey, I guess last thing to ask is, did you guys have fun in the dual meets?
Yeah.
Super.
Super sarap.
Super.
Nakakatuwa yung games. It's been so long.
It is, and I also can say today was such a great day for StarCraft action. There was so much action, so many games, so many different matchups. They were so amazing. And I gotta say, the dual meet was kind of slow yesterday. It started picking up the grand finals, and today it was just full steam ahead. So congratulations again to Mr. Sinos as well as Mr. Popimski. They have done all they can and more to be the inaugural champions of the dual meets. And as we said, 3,000 pesos as well as those ROG headsets provided by ROG Internet Cafe. Of course, BLMS Bizzle will fix that one up for you guys. But it is time to call it a night. We have been live for 6 hours. That is kind of unexpected for a 8-team bracket, 9-team bracket actually. And just those semifinals and those finals games going so long in the first place. But for now, it is time to bid adieu, ladies and gents. It has been a great time to give you the SCPH Dual Meet. Thank you guys for tuning on and giving this a chance and checking out the actions to unfold. We'll see you guys in our next event, maybe into the near future. But, everything is up in the cards, everything up in the clouds, and this has been the StarCraft PH scene. Signing off, have a good night.